Arthur Schopenhauer, often spoke about the will of the world, pessimism, and human nature. However, his thoughts on women remain some of his most criticized and controversial views. The quote, "Women are by nature meant to obey," reflects not only his personal beliefs, but also the societal attitudes of his time. But what exactly did he mean by this? Schopenhauer approached this idea from both a biological and metaphysical perspective, believing that women were weaker both physically and intellectually. He saw them as more emotionally and rationally dependent on the will of men. He justified this by referring to nature's principles. If men are stronger, more active, and inclined to conquer and govern, then women, according to him, are created to be passive and submissive. Schopenhauer also relied on aesthetic ideas, viewing women as symbols of fleeting beauty rather than beings possessing intellectual or creative power. It is important to understand that Schopenhauer's philosophy was deeply pessimistic. He believed that the world was full of suffering and that human nature was constantly driven by desire, which ultimately led to pain. Thus, his statements about women reflect a broader metaphysical concept. People are created differently, their roles in life are predetermined, and harmony is achieved only when each person fulfills their natural function. However, today Schopenhauer's perspective seems outdated and flawed. His claim that women are meant to obey is more of a subjective interpretation than a universal law of nature. In the modern world, we see that gender roles are not dictated by nature, but rather by social norms, which evolve along with society. So, was Schopenhauer wrong? In philosophy, there are no absolute answers, but we can confidently say that his quote reflects the reality of his time more than any objective truth about human nature.